Think we're live.
Yay! We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, amazing, empowering spiritual entrepreneurs. I am your host, Lamant Simon Balsas. I am a spiritual life coach, past life regression therapist, and a holistic business coach. And I empower you to reach professional growth, connecting with your power within, creating your own unique, authentic brand to stand out, combining your gifts so that you can reach out to your soul clients with confidence and conviction. And today I have an amazing special guest, Elona Lopari, who is a visionary CEO of life school speaker, bestseller author of numerous books, and speaking events organizer. So she is such a power queen that I have with you guys today. And as I always say, every spiritual entrepreneur has a success story behind their business. And Alona today is going to share with us her amazing, inspiring story and tell us how it all began.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Elena,
Lemon, thank you so much for having me on. Spiritual entrepreneurs are my tribe because I can so relate to the feeding of the soul, the fulfillment, looking for purpose, discovering our unique, authentic gifts, and using those to do more good in the world. So, thanks so much for having me here. So, I will tell you a little bit about my journey. I am natively Albanian from Eastern Europe, moved to the US when I was only 15, which is going to be 25 years. And through the struggle that I've seen my parents go through, one of the definitions of success early on I learned was to achieve the American dream, right? Have a very secure salary, have a family, be realized in all these areas that we now know as the definition of success from, I guess, what society said. So I did all of that. I climbed the corporate ladder 15 years, marketing, sales, executive leadership, and I grew unfulfilled. I said, wait, is that it? My spirit was looking for something else. So I started hearing a very intuitive small voice inside of me telling me that I needed to take another path. There was something else for me out in the journey. The signs started aligning. The company was bought by another company. The culture turned toxic. I no longer saw a future there. So I'm like, all right, universe, I'm listening. I think there's something else that I need to figure out. I wasn't sure what that was going to be. So that's where entrepreneurship showed up for me, doing a lot of inner spiritual work, figuring out now how to align what I've already learned, my experience, and also what was going to be my calling. How was I now going to transfer what my heart was leading me into? Because I was looking for fulfillment at that time. So that's where I started with executive coaching, some career coaching, and then landed to more high level business strategy or entrepreneurship, helping now a lot of visionary CEOs and business leaders to grow a successful legacy business that makes both impact and income through branding, marketing, sales, systems, and team. It's the foundational framework that I've seen that is needed in the entrepreneurial path of our journey so that as spiritual beings, we can bring all our gifts and experience and actually build a really successful company as well so we can do more good in the world with that gift that we discovered.
wow, you are just my kind of girl. And what's really weird is I always know and feel that, we all have that calling as spiritual entrepreneurs because it's like we're here on a mission to discover and communicate with people on that soul level to empower them to move forward in their lives, show them that light, and bring ourselves into that way of, seeking the unknown and teaching the unknown at the same time. And your story is really, really inspiring that, you know, you as well had that calling and your whole life just tumbled upside down and all of a sudden your whole story changed, and you were like, hey, what's going on? And it was, yeah, I mean, when you actually experienced that time when your whole sort of life just tumbled down and you were in that space of not knowing what to do, how did it feel for you at that time?
Yeah, absolutely. It felt scary. It felt like it didn't logically make sense. It felt like, why am I feeling this? I thought I played the cards right. I thought I did everything right. But there was like inner conflict inside of me between where I was being pulled to go and where I thought I needed to be. So there was like this conflict between the future version of me and then where I was in the present moment. So that was the inner journey, right? So I think the biggest thing that I've done is go inside my inner world and figure out my own values, figure out what's important to me, recreate life on my own terms again. It was a process. That's not something that happened overnight. But I think the only way that we get to connect and attract soul like anything, partners, clients, collaborations, anything and everything, is if we do that inner work and we unclear a lot of the blocks, the fears, and the things that hold us back so that we can really discover our authentic gift. We have a lot of gifts inside of us. That's what
Absolutely.
I don't think it's just one thing, but there is one main one that you really feel like, okay, this is my positioning. This is why I was created from whatever people believe in. I believe in a universe. I'm a student of science, of neuroscience. So everyone, each his own. But whatever you believe in, I think that really is your calling, and it comes to you in very different ways. And if you don't listen, it starts to become bigger. Things happen, situations of struggle happen, challenges happen around you, because if you don't listen to it when it's quiet, it gets louder. It's like a baby. So I think if you don't give it attention, it will always be there, calling on you. So let's just surrender to that calling and see what life has handed us. And because I listened to that, I just can't believe I am where I am doing the work that I do. It's better than I even imagined it, through all the fear and through all the limits that I felt at that very transitory time. Let's just call it that.
Well, I always say it bangs you on the head, first of all, then it kicks you in the butt, and then you say, hey, what's going on? And then you finally wake up. So it is definitely a way of, it is a way that we all actually go through that process. And it's like challenging. It's like, we go through those obstacles because we have to be who we are. Right? We have to go through those challenges. We have to go through those things to experience those things. So when someone comes in front of us that is experiencing the same thing, you can say, hey, I know how you're feeling. I've been there, and I'm here to empower you to take that journey within yourself, to, show you that light, that it is possible. And I always say that, it is a strong path to take, and not everybody can do it. That's why you are. So what were you about to say, Elona?
Yeah, I was actually going to say that all your challenges just become your message then, right? Because your empathy, right, is how we connect with other humans. And if we didn't have it in our life experience, then we cannot empathize and connect with the people we want to serve, right? Because people don't necessarily want experts. They want somebody that's been there, done that, and they're going through something similar, so you can connect with other humans. So even though we think it might be a big challenge, bring them on. It's all learning, right? Without that challenge, I wouldn't have learned a lot of very important lessons and now become my life values or principles that I go by. So I don't think that we should take away our pain and our experiences, because at the end of each big challenge, there was such a big blessing on the other side. But people, as you said, Lemon, get scared and they stay stuck. But if you just push through that process, then on the other side there's magic for you, right? And you don't even know it's I honestly can guarantee that it's better than you ever thought. But in order to get there, it's almost like you have to do your homework and go through that process so you can get to the gold on the other side. It doesn't come any other way.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. And it is, you have to take that leap forward to see what's on the other side. You run through the race, there's obstacles, right? There's leaps that you have to run and jump over. And it's okay if you fall, because that's part of your experience. That's part of your process of becoming that best version of who you are within yourself. So it is that place of knowing that when I continue running this race, I will achieve my next goal. And it's, goal setting. Even goal setting sounds really scary for a lot of people, but it's the commitment that you actually have that takes you onto that journey, takes you onto that path, and takes you to that next leap. So what do you think of that in your way of actually, taking those leaps and being challenging yourself to actually move forward from your own experience?
Yeah, I would say it's a practice and a skill that if you learn it, you're not scared of it anymore. You just, it just becomes part of you because you already go on the other side. And at the end of the day, you know what we're usually always afraid of those feelings, negative feelings. But feelings are feelings, they go away. As long as you process those negative emotions, you realize that nothing's going to kill you. You're always stronger than that experience. So I think if we also learn how to process our feelings, we realize that, wait, what was I so afraid of? It's not even that bad, right? And the more you do it, the more you become skillful at it, and the more you start learning and trusting yourself. I think trusting yourself is such a big important piece in this puzzle, that even if it comes your way, you will act with courage, and there's always things that you can do on the other side, but you build resilience with yourself. And I say that experience no one can replace, because now you just feel powerful, you feel unstoppable. Nothing that comes your way, it's you're going to make it mean something negative. It's also the way that you give it meaning, which is what I wrote in my first book called Connecting the Dots Backwards. All of the things that happen to us are all very intentional. They're there for a reason. We don't see it in the moment because obviously who wants challenges? No one invites them like, okay, come, give me a challenge so I can tackle it. Nobody wants that. All the things that happen in my personal life, from my past, I wouldn't remove a dot or anything from my life and wouldn't have anything any other way, because if I didn't learn all of those lessons and go through all those journeys, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So just staying open to, what the universe is bringing towards us, and us getting clear, as you said, on that vision for our life, or maybe vision is a better word than goals. Like, what is it that you want in your life? What do you want to create in life? Because Tony Robbins talks about, without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, a company perishes. You can't grow a successful business with no vision, right? You have to first you have to have a vision for yourself, right? And then once you bring in more pieces to the table, then of course you depict that vision to other people. But it starts with that, and you don't have to know everything. Every day you take baby steps and the vision opens up and it clarifies. But in order for you to be able to see it, you have to do the inner work. So you remove the barriers, because there could be so much opportunity in your journey for you. But if you are blinded by your limits, your old stories, the things no longer serve you, you're not going to see all the amazing opportunity that lies on the other side of any challenge that we're presented with.
Yeah, totally, 100% agree. And it is your vision takes you into going even deeper into you know, going for those challenges, but I call them like the race of success. And it takes, like you said, it takes time. It just doesn't happen overnight. But when you are truly committed to do what you need to do to move forward and go into your vision and create that reality for you, because one thing for sure is nothing is impossible. And I always say that word impossible is just a secret mind hack that's been playing on our minds. And the guy that had created it, he done a great job, because he actually printed out the word I'm possible, right? When we just break up the two letters. And I always talk about it because it's not just a coincidence that, words have a meaning. Every word has a meaning behind it. If we could go back, one of my clients the other day, we were talking about these words, and she was saying, like, every word is so weird that it just has a strange meaning. And like, if you read one word backwards and the other word, in the other way, or you break up the words, there's different words inside words. So even words are just the way we think they are. Our thoughts, our emotions, everything is energy, right? So we have the capability to change anything and everything in our lives, right? We are absolutely, we are mystic creators, right? We are gifted with creation. We are gifted with the Almighty Creator's gift as humans, that we can create everything, right? And like Tony Robinson says, or my amazing, one of my lovable mentors, Bob Proctor. I mean, I truly admire him, and every word that he says is like, we can create what we want. It's not just a thought. A thought is something that you create in your reality. And if you want to create a positive outcome in your life, stop thinking of, the bad outcome. It's like, people always say, yeah, well, maybe it will happen, maybe not. No, it won't happen. But when you're in that mindset, then you're actually stopping something from happening. And, manifestation, and the law of attraction, the way you actually use it and approach it, that's when you actually get the results.
That's what you got me thinking as you're talking about that. It just like inspired me to say that we are unlimited creatures and creators, in the universe as human beings. We just haven't tapped into a lot of that creativity. But the power of intention, right? I mean, every time you set an intention, you're creating the process that you mentioned of manifestation, right? Because once you set an intention, it becomes clear to you. And then your eye starts looking for that. It starts looking for those next steps of the how, right? Because the tyranny of how kills a lot of people. Everybody wants to know, like, how I'm going to do it. And that's why those limits come about, because we don't know how yet, right? We just know the what, why I want it, right? So we don't know that, and we don't have to know that, because once you set your mind to work, our mind is brilliant. And this comes from neuroscience, which I study and I implement as well. But the power of intention, if you put it in your mind's eye, right? Your mind has an eye, and then you start seeing all those opportunities that you set it out as an intention, even though it might be a very far-fetched vision. Like right now, I have such a vision for where I think something will happen in a couple of years. And I just set that intention, and oh my God, I met people already around that. I'm having conversations around that. So the universe starts synchronizing for you all the right opportunities and all the right people and the right conversations. It's like amazing. I'm like, wait, did you know I'm thinking that? Like, how is this happening? So I think the power of intention is so important. We have to be very intentional in our lives so that we can start creating our life the way that we want to design it, because there's so much more into how that's happening. And a lot of people, now with the age of distraction, this even becomes more powerful, because focus and the power of intention makes you work really smart. It keeps you in your journey, and it keeps all the right things coming towards you. And the things that you thought would take such hard work and hustle, which is another mindset we have to remove, they come to you flawlessly. Right? Because they become your journey, part of your journey now. So you are always co-creating as a human. So use the power of your mind and focus it on the positive and what you want to create, and not on the fear and limits, which usually happen when we don't purposefully put our mind to work for us. We let it wander. And if you let it wander, the mind is always going to go into negative things and fear and all of that. So you almost got to be the CEO of your mind first before you can be the CEO of your life, and then before you can be the CEO of your company. It's all connected.
Absolutely. You saying that, I have been visionarying and doing manifestation of going on a world war tour and having conferences worldwide with spiritual entrepreneurs. And the other day, someone contacted me and said to me, "Are you ready? We're having an event, one in-person event. This was it. This September, I think she said. Yeah, it was the September. Would it be convenient for you to come?" And I'm like, okay, I'm not really ready for this right now. I need to do, get myself ready and save up for this. Mm-hmm. But thank you for the offer. I will definitely let you know if it can happen. So it was really weird, because it was like unexpected sort of people that this just randomly just popped into my inbox the other day in Messenger. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to connect with people, getting me to, people asking me to join an event, and it's actually going to be in New York. I'm like, wow, I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. I'll let you know. It was like just shocking to actually see something that just popped up like that, and I'm like, yay, that's a sign that this is going to happen sooner or later.
Of what we're talking about. And usually the opportunities that we want to come to us, we don't expect, first of all, but then we still try to be rational about it. We're like, well, maybe now I have to prepare, and we're looking at all of that. Don't do it. Jump. If it came for you, it's there for a reason, and you got to grab on the opportunities, because that opportunity is the trampoline to the next thing and the next thing that you're trying to create in your life. So that's a perfect example on the power of intention. And a lot of times we make decisions out of fear, because we feel like we have to be ready. Imposter kicks in, all the insecurities that happen, maybe finances, all of that. But I've learned to jump. When you jump, if it's coming to me and I already have a clear intention, that's how you co-create and bring in the right opportunities. Because if you have that intention and the person is showing up, or the opportunity is showing up, your job is to grab that, because that's your next step now in the journey, so that you can keep creating the next thing and the next thing. And do not say no to those, because you just never know what's going to be on the other side. It came to you for a reason. You called it. I mean, it actually works on the other side. We can call negative things, we can call toxic things, we can call fear, and that's what we will get. So that's the work of Bob Proctor. It's always about reconditioning, right, our mind and programming our mind for success, because then if we are operating on that level, then we start to align with the right opportunities and people, and we say yes, and everything becomes like a little stepping stone, like you're always growing, stepping stone to evolvement. And that's how we grow as human beings. We never stay in the same spot. The only constant thing in life is change. Even though we sometimes as humans think like, oh, I don't want change, it's scary, but we're always changing. So whether, you accept it or not, whether you want to be intentional about the change that you get to see, or you just let life make the change, or the people around you dictate that, it's your choice. But the only constant in life is change. We're going to grow. We're going to grow through the seasons. The generations always evolve. Technology is moving like, woo, speed of light. So you either change or you get left behind. Where do you want to be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like Bob Practice says, whatever's going on in your subconscious mind, don't listen to it, block it and take a leap forward. Go and take that leap, because that experience, he says, will never come. That opportunity will never come unless you take that leap forward. And he is like, I'm obviously saying it in my own words, but something like that he always says, the challenge, life is a challenge, and we have to make that leap. We have to take those actions. So, it's like, if you manifest for something and you don't take the action, then it will never happen. So, law of attraction is actually law of action. So.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
I like that
So it's
change,
actually
because I always had a problem with the law of attraction, because I'm like, where's the action? But I like that you said that. Let's marry them together. Attraction, then action.
Yeah.
That does the magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they are actually married together. They're combined together, because like when we do our manifesting and we do the process of attracting law of attraction into our lives, it doesn't work unless we take the action. So there will be signs and things just popping in our faces and saying, hey, you asked for this, here you go. But if you don't take the leap forward into making that action, making it work, and you're on the waiting list, then you'll stay on the waiting list forever. So it's like, if you want to manifest a great business, if you want to be a successful spiritual entrepreneur, if you want to go out there and show your amazing self and start to attract your soul clients, right? And you're thinking and investing in yourself, and you want to grow your business, but on the other side, you're saying, well, I don't have the money right now. What are you doing? You're actually stopping yourself. But there is a solution when you take that action. The universe will provide you with that solution. It will take you into that leap forward to make it happen. It will take you into that space of seeing those opportunities. For example, right, you may want a program that is 5-10K, okay, and someone is offering you, and you want it so badly, and then all of a sudden, there might be a promotion popping up, and you go, wow, that's super cool, I'm going to go for it. And it's like half the price of what it is already. So what I'm trying to say is, opportunities come your way when you are ready to see them. And then when you take that leap forward and you start to actually take action and move into your vision life, your mission goals, and like what Elona said, it's, you have already created that vision. So go forward and make it your reality. So Elona, would you like to share with us your amazing offers?
Yeah, absolutely. But just to give people a final message, I love this conversation, but I would say whatever we learn, we have to apply so we can bridge the gap between our lack of knowledge, skills, and experience. And when we bridge the gap between that in any area that you mentioned, whether it's business, relationships, wealth, money, spirituality, all of that, right? That's what you are doing. You are starting the process. And like you said, the things will start aligning, take our word for that. But you probably have a lot of experience with that as well. You just probably were not so aware intentionally in picking it up, because I think this has been happening since we're born, day one. There's always synchronicity happening. But,
Yep.
the more aware we become, the more we see it. That's what it is. because it's always around us, but we could just be blind to it. And that's the power of doing your inner work for sure. So I would love to invite your audience to check out my books. I think the one that's more applicable on what we talked about today is going to be this one, Connecting the Dots Backwards. And this is on my website at lonaloparicoaching.com. And people can, check out some of the books that I've written. And I have a journal also, Focus on Purpose Planner, and that really focuses people for more productivity and time management and creating the life by design that they want to create in whatever area. And that's also available on the website. So I think I'm being pulled to really invite people to take a next step with the products that I've created that I really feel will help them in this area of clarity and figuring out what the next step is for them so that they can follow their calling, be fulfilled, and do work that they actually care about and it's meaningful for them.
Wow. Sounds amazing. And yeah, I mean, like you actually mentioned, it's the way you actually said it, the expression of when I would put that in a sort of a state of saying when you're just blocked in the head. And that's how I expressed myself back in the past with when you're such blocked in the head, you feel like you can't see anything. You're like truly blind. But when you open yourself up and really connect with yourself, then you start to see those signs and symbols that are sticking in your face. So that is the way that I've experienced my journey throughout time, and where I am today is because I was blocked in the head back in the past, and then I opened up and actually started to connect within myself to see what's possible for me.
Yeah.
So would you like to give a message to your past self? What would you say to your past self?
I like that. To my past self, thank you for being there for me in that past version of me, because it did serve me. So even though at certain moments I had challenges in the past and I blamed myself for it, or I didn't really take care of my my inner child, or all those things that I now know to be true, but I want to say thank you to my past self, because it really served me for that stage and phase and level of awareness that I was in that phase and stage of life. So just being grateful for all the experiences that we go through, and thank you for carrying me now to the present moment so that I can build a better future for my goals and for my life. So that's the message that I would have for my past self. And I apologize for all the times that I didn't see her and was there for her in the way that she needed me to be there for her.
So if we turn it around and we talk to your future self, visioning the future Elona, what would you tell her?
Well, stay true to the gift I've discovered, which is visionary leadership. It's what I envision in my future is bigger than business. It's creating impact beyond business, beyond entrepreneurship, in all the new ways that the world will evolve in. I'm not sure what that means right now, but I'm feeling very intuitively called for the visionary leadership side of me, because I've discovered that is one of my gifts. So I am open to what the universe has in store for me. I'm always co-creating from that very good place now, which I've learned in my personal journey, and I will never stop to evolve. So whatever will come my way, I'm always going to be a very good life student. It's what I say at the life school. I'm always going to be learning and growing and evolving. That is always a constant for me. And then whatever else is aligned in my journey, it will reveal itself at the right time, as long as I stay, intentional, focused, and I stay in self-discovery, so that I know exactly how to navigate life, so to speak, that is aligned with me and my values and my inner gifts as well. So that is what I could see, I could foresee in the creation of the future version of myself.
Wow, that is so amazing and inspiring. I've got goosebumps. I literally confirm that you are going to find that the answer very soon, and just go for it. And I can definitely see you, out there with the top spiritual entrepreneurs, uh, maybe in Mind Valley. That's one of my visions as well. To be on Mind Valley is like something that I really want to happen. So I can definitely see that for you too. And yeah, I mean, it is whatever you have experienced, it's amazing. It's such an inspiring journey as well of going through those challenges, making that difference in your life, and really, really believing and not giving up in yourself. Because that pick point is the most important space that we have to overcome. That pick point when we say, hey, what's going on? I want to give up. And then you pull yourself together and you say, no, I want this to happen. I want to have my life change. I want to share my message with the world. I want to inspire others to shine their light. Because one thing for sure is, like I always say, every spiritual entrepreneur has a success story behind their service. And it's something that we all go through. We all have very different experiences, whether it's a calling, whether it's a trial, whether it's, a process of fear, whether it's bankrupt, or whatever it is that you actually go through in your life and in your challenge, it's to make you the better version of yourself, so that you can understand when someone comes in front of you and says, hey, this is what's happening to me. So you can pull their hand, hold it, and say, come here. I know how you feel. And I'm here to empower you and show you the light that everything is possible in this beautiful life. Because it's not just a vision, it's your reality that comes true when you truly, truly believe in yourself. And what I always say is, when you finally remember that you are a miracle, you start to draw miracles into your life.
That is it. That is it. And always be in service and contribution to others. It's what we were meant to do as human beings. Thanks so much, Lemon, for having me. It was such a beautiful conversation.
It was a great pleasure of having you today with me as well. So I have actually shared the link to Elona's website, where you can purchase her books and find out more information about her there as well. And if you have any questions, just please pop them down if you're going to be watching the replay. And I'm sure Elona will be happy to answer them as well. So love and light, everybody. And remember, when you believe that you are a miracle and you remember that you are a miracle, you start to attract miracles into your life. And remember, even the word impossible has a secret mind hack. When you break up the two letters of the word, it says, I'm possible. So love and light, everybody. And I will catch up with you guys soon. Also, have a check out on the group with the lucky draw of my 6 months coaching program for over 50% discount for 3 lucky winners. And I will see you guys soon. Love and light. Take good care. And I will see you guys. Bye.